I was the cab.
The cab?
The cab was stuck in traffic in the middle of Broadway. 10 minutes we wait.
We're 12 blocks away and we're already late.
I point out there'd be no delay if we would just turn that away.
Honey, the cab?
The cab?
The cab was pointed squarely down Broadway. I know you're concerned, but your cousin's on Broadway, so why have we turned?
Ordinary Days is about 4 characters who live in New York City, and it's about their interactions.
It's also about how we deal with New York City on a daily basis. I think that what the show is about.
I started writing this show almost exactly 3 years ago, this October. And I was writing it, I was like an aspiring artist in my mid-20s here in New York City. And sort of going through that experience, it felt like my life was sort of this disconnected, jumbled mess. And I had a day job and I was working on writing projects and sort of like felt like my existence was made of all these little pieces that didn't really fit together. And so I started writing this piece and I was asking myself, how do all these little pieces of my experience fit together into some sort of big picture?
I was struck by Adam's 4 distinctive characters, all complicated, complex human beings wrestling with these universal themes like loss, grief, identity, purpose, something that everyone can relate to.
Hit the gas, make a turn, let this taxi sweep, 'cause there isn't a thing in the world that I need more than someplace my head can be clear. Probably miles and miles from here. I don't mean to freak and I don't mean to shout, but right now, God, I've really gotta get out.
You get to be so honest, and you really can't hide in a space like this. So everything that we are doing has to be grounded in something true.
Instead of ignoring the audience like you normally would have to do, they're a character, and you can look right at them and tell them a story and gauge their response, which has been really refreshing as an actor. And I think as an audience member, it's pretty great too. You're not listening to amplified voices, you're hearing the real thing, you're seeing it up close, you're getting spit on and sweat on and all that stuff,
The energy, that sort of energy transfer that happens between performers and audience is so palpable. It's right there. I mean, we are literally on top of them. So I love it.
I like that it's in this small space. It allows for us to embrace our subtlety and not have to be worried about row, W, seeing physically what's happening in the storytelling. You can see it all in our eyes.
I'll never grow as tall as these buildings. I'll never quite reach the sky. My God, Warren, I want to try. Don't ask me why.
Roundabout Underground is basically a new writers initiative that Roundabout started 3 years ago, I think. And this is the 3rd production as part of Roundabout Underground and the first musical.
I think what Roundabout's doing here is pretty fantastic. Allowing a new composer, an up-and-coming director to kind of work, without the pressure of opening a $5 million musical.
This is a writer who has an amazing ability to connect with people.
I really think he's special, and I'm really excited for him that Roundabout's given him an opportunity to introduce his work.
It's a great, safe, creative environment that Roundabout's doing here, and I think we need more places like this.
I think his work is really exciting. He's an exciting young composer. It needs to be heard.
I think it's a show that has great heart. It has great comedy. It's funny. It's touching. It makes you re-examine your own experience of living in the city.
No one gets lost. I've had family come who doesn't live in New York City, and they're not confused. And if you are, stay after and I'll answer questions.
So, this is a painting of what?
It's a painting of apples.
That's right. So the artist has us looking at what?
Boring everyday things.
Well, yes.
And
The point is that things aren't beautiful all on their own. Beautiful comes from reflection. Beautiful takes a person who makes a connection.
I hope that the show makes the audience sort of leave here looking at the world around them in a slightly different way and appreciating the little things that are happening in the moment that are ultimately going to build into something big and exciting in their lives.